session. Hello, everybody. Introducing yourself. This is how to introduce yourself when we are coming to a new life or a new career. And also, I gave another title for this lesson or for this session, which is where your work meets your life. So, because you notice that every one of us is seeking a new life with a brightening or shining career. So it means that every one of us is seeking a new, profitable job in his life or her own life. So as you notice here, the objective of our lesson or the objective of our session, by the way, the word objective means title or goal, is to be able to introduce yourself professionally. And the word professionally is so much different from the word normally or like any other person. It means professionally, it means in the field of your work. So move on to the second slide here. How do you introduce yourself in an event, in an interview or a meeting? All of us are seeking such things, which is how to introduce himself or herself in an interview in a very successful way and also in a professional way. So here, what are the most common questions that come to your mind when you are going to be interviewed by the interviewer himself or herself? So here, like this question here, what do you do? This is a very common question, which is what do you do? It means what is your job, or what do you do for work, or what kind of work do you have, or what is your occupation? All of these are different questions for only one answer, which is what is your job? So when you are asked or being asked about what is your job, it means that you are going to answer it simply and clearly, which is I am. I am what? You may be an accountant, a secretary, a teacher, a porter, a football player, a technician, or etc. Whatever your job is, you're going to address it under the title of I am a space directly till the title of your job. So, but coming to the most important question that will make you very different from other persons is how do you introduce yourself professionally? How do you introduce yourself professionally? This is what I said in the beginning of our meeting here. I said how to introduce yourself professionally. Professionally, it means in a remarkable or an outstanding way. One, to state your purpose, you should put in mind that what is your purpose here? Purpose, it means what are you thinking about? Are you going to introduce yourself in a meeting or an event or just or a job? So here, the state your purpose is one of the most important things to put into consideration. Okay, here, when it comes to consider your body language, it means how much you are confident of yourself. If you are confident of yourself, it means that you can do it greatly. Guys, before going on, could you hear me pretty well? If there any problem, just notify me. If there's not, so I'm gonna complete. Hello? Hello?
Please complete. Everything is all right.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for this thing because no one answered me, and even though that every one of them is unmuted. Okay, so here, consider your body language. This is what I said already. If you are confident of yourself, it means that you are going to cross over the bridges. Explain why you are valuable. It means that you are going to speak about your features or advantages, or why you are chosen to this job, or why you are remarkable. Okay, so here number D is to be said later on. Number one in our interview here is a common question, which is, could you tell me about yourself and describe your background in brief? Again, could you tell me about yourself and describe your background in brief? It means that you are going to speak about yourself. So here, some of us maybe think that when you speak about yourself, it means that you are going to speak about your family, your personal life. Actually, it is not like that. You have to speak about your career, focusingly about your career. So here, I put a small tip about to explain it, like interviewers like me, you, and any other person here. I like to hear stories about candidates. Make sure your story has a great beginning, middle, and an end that makes the interviewer root for you to win the job. So it means that preparation for your interview or interview is so much important and crucial at the same time. So here, talk about a relevant incident that made you keen on the profession you are pursuing, and follow up by discussing your education. In the story, weave together how your academic training and your passion for the company is combined with your work experience. So as long as you are going to work on this, make sure that you are going to make some comparison between your previous work in a different institute or organization and your future work in the other organization. You have to make a balance between both of them, and you have also to, to make it like the culture or the environment where you're going to move to the other work is so much clear for you and make you a great fit for the job. It make sure or make you a great fit for the job. It means that you have to tell something about yourself which makes you so much different about any other person. Why should they accept you in this job? So if you manage a complex project, worked on an exciting design, mention it. What it means is that if you have any project, or if you did a research, or if you have something remarkable, please clarify it as long as you are going to advance for this new career, because it is only one chance when you are there with the interviewer. It means there's no more chances to prove yourself. Otherwise, you will not be accepted. It's number 5. Number 6, or slide number 6, is that to give you an example about it. The example is here, when you speak about yourself, after the beginning, the middle, and the end of the small story about yourself, you have to give an example. Why? To facilitate. Facilitate means to make everything easy for you. Okay. So while you are writing, or while you are speaking about yourself.
Mister, I'm sorry.
Hello?
Someone try to join. Please accept.
Okay.
Hello, Mister. Someone try to join. Please accept. Okay.
Yeah, admit all. Okay, so the voice is clear. Okay. Here we have an example that show that you can speak about yourself pretty well. Like, I come from a faraway area. A faraway area, it means somewhat like in a town or a village or a countryside where opportunities were limited. It means that as long as we have some opportunities in our area, we're not going to think about moving to another where. But since the opportunities shown or given in our area is somewhat limited, so it means that I'm going to move to a better area where I can find myself. So here, since good tax authorities that you are working on, what my background about it, where a rarity means hardly, scarcely, or something that is not available in this area that you are working in. So here, it means that you began to start using the online learning to stay up to date with the best. That's where I learned to code. Then I went on to get my certification as a computer programmer. You have to make a story or short a story about yourself, that why you could, how could you reach them. After I got my first job as a front-end coder, I continued to invest time in mastering both front and back-end language tools and framework. This is a small story about someone who wanted to join the institute or the organization. So you also should make a story about yourself. I've given an example. Unless you write down some short synopsis or short summary about yourself before going to move to any other work or field, it means that your preparation for that thing is not that okay. So this number one. Number two is, anyways, when you go to another company or another institute or organization, they will ordinarily or commonly ask you about, how did you hear about this position? From where did you hear about this position? So here you have to explain it. Like, employers want to know whether you are actively out their company, heard the role from a recruiter, or are recommended to the position by a current employee. It means that if you have a friend in this institute or organization or the factory, excuse me, guys. Done. Okay. All are here. Did you already join? This is what I did. Okay, so here, in short, they ask you about if you already heard about the job from a friend or from the social media or from passerby event like this, or someone told you about it. So here you have to speak about that. In short, they want to know how you got to them. Are they or is this institute so much famous that you could hear about it quickly like this, or someone told you about them? You have to clarify it or tell them about this point. So here, if someone recommended you for the position, like maybe I have a friend, my friend said that, by the way, you are that excellent guy or good guy that you can move to our institute because we have better circumstances, better environment where you can achieve everything in our institute like this. So be sure to say their name. If you have a friend in this institute, you have to say or mention his or her name. It's not being shy of. Don't assume that the interviewer already knows about the referral. You'll probably want to also to follow up with how you know the person who referred you. That is the point. So what type of work or environment do you prefer? By the way, this is a tricky question because many of us are being asked such an easy question, which is, what type of work or environment do you prefer? Maybe this answer is like artificial, that you can say that I like to be in a cool area or in a better place where I can meet my friends. I'd like to work in peace. Now, actually, the answer shouldn't be like this. Okay, since your preferred environment should closely align to the company's workplace culture. It means that as long as you are moving to this place, means that your abilities or capabilities should meet with the work culture. Someone else? Mustafa, admit. Who else? Hello? Okay, so here, as for example, you may find on the company's website that they have a flat organizational structure, or that they prioritize respect, collaboration, and autonomy. So it means that they would like to prioritize. It means that their priority or their preference is based on or built on respect, collaboration like to work in cooperation with each other, helping or supporting each other. And there are keywords you can mention in your answer to this question. Your goal, your target is to share how your work ethic matches that of the organization's ethics at the same time.
Islam.
Okay, so here, guys, we have an example for the work environment that you'd like to work in, which is, that sounds great to me. I like fast-paced work environment because they make me feel like I'm always learning and growing. That is one of the most important points that you should mention about it, is that you are an ambitious person, an enthusiastic person. It means that you are seeking the best for your career. So it means you have to mention your positives as well as the company's positives at the same time. Here you say that, but I really thrive when I'm collaborating with team members. This one of the things that you should mention also, is that you don't like to work in an environment in an individual way. You have to mention that you would like to work in team, or that's what is so-called team members. So I'm going to highlight it or like this with team members. So, and helping people to reach a collective goal as opposed to competing. And also you can mention what of your internship. You say that my last internship was at an organization with a similar culture. It means that you're making a small comparison between your organization that you work in and the organization that you seek to work in. So here you say that there is similarity between both of them, whatever in the ethics or the kind of work or the organizational way. So that's why you make the balance between your previous job and the job that you are seeking to work in. Also, here, how do you deal with pressure or stressful situations? Guys here, they always ask us about. Maybe someone else? Nothing? Yeah, you already accepted all. Here, Hagar, yes, Hagar. Going in and out, it means that the internet is not balanced or unstable. So, guys, if you have cam, please turn it off so that it will improve the quality of the internet. Mr. Mustafa, hello. Hello, Mr. Mustafa. Okay, anyway, guys, we need to complete here. How do you deal with pressure or stressful situations? Most of us, when put under stress, we fail, right? It means that we have to change our thinking about it. We have to think about new plans or targets so that we could overcome such stress, especially in work. So this is the question. How do you deal with pressure or stressful situations? To explain it here, guys, here I'm explaining this point so that it will be easier for you to understand it. Sometimes the person whom you are interviewed by, it means that wants to know, do you hold down the fort or crumble under pressure? It means that if you face any problem, will you withstand or endure it, or will you like to get destroyed easily? So it means that will you bear that pressure? Will you be able to bear the pressure or endure the pressure or withstand the pressure of work? So they want to make sure that you will not have a meltdown. You know, melt like melt down like water, like ice cream. When you put it in sun or in the hot sun, it means it's going to melt. So it means with the first problem you have or you meet, you will melt down when the pressure becomes intense. Intense, it means like so much. And deadlines are looming. So the ability is to what? Is to stay calm under pressure, which is highly prized talent. Okay? As long as there is pressure and you are cool or calm, here, I'm going to highlight it. So it means that you are a person who could endure or withstand any problem, whatever it is. Maybe the problem is very big, maybe it is small. So like what? So here, share an instance when you remained calm despite the turmoil. This is the part that I wanted to show or to clarify for you here. So I'm going to give you an example, like dealing with work pressure. Here, the image or the picture itself can express what we mean by working under pressure, because some of us could endure it while others person cannot. So here, I realize stressful situations are always going to come up means to appear. And I definitely have had to learn how to navigate them throughout my career. It means how to overcome all these problems or troubles in your work. So, but such a thing cannot be gained except by experience. As long as you are acquiring or gaining experience in your work, make sure that you could overcome such troubles as long as you encounter them or face them. So here, I think I get better at it with every new experience. This is what I say. When you gain or when you gain the experience, mean that you could overcome any trouble, whatever it is. While working on a new product launch at my last company, you should get an example from this. For example, things were not going according to plan with my team. Instead of pointing fingers, my first reaction was to take a step, because some people look at the problem without moving or doing anything at all, while other people thinking about how to find the solutions at the same time and figure out some strategies. It means that you are trying to find the solutions